PaperCut's print archiving empowers approved administrators to browse and review content of print activity within their environment. Print archiving stores a historical record of all printed content. However, this is limited to those documents which have actually been printed. Documents which are deleted by the user or deleted automatically by the system are not archived. You can find out more about print archiving using the link below. In this video, we're going to explore how we can use PaperCut's LPD service to archive all print jobs as they arrive at the print server, therefore capturing all print activity rather than only the jobs that are printed. So let's start off with installing the PaperCut LPD service. You may not know that PaperCut has its own LPD service you can install, taking away the worries of Microsoft removing this feature. So taking a look at my system here, we can find the PaperCut LPD installer in the PaperCut program files, the folder Providers, LPD and Win. So let's jump right in and run the installer. As with all PaperCut installers, it's a simple process with very little interaction required. Once complete, we now need to open up Print Management and adjust the configuration of our printers. You will see that I have my Find Me printing queue already set up, so I'm going to need to add an additional print queue as to achieve the archiving we need by forwarding the job from one queue to the other. I'm going to go ahead and set up an incoming queue. This will be the print queue where the jobs are held awaiting release. I'm going to set this up on a null port as this will be a virtual queue in PaperCut. I'm using the PaperCut global driver here, but you can use your manufacturer specific driver instead. Once set up, we now need to go in and adjust my current Find Me print queue. Going into the properties, then ports, and selecting to add a new port. This will be a TCP/IP port, and rather than entering the IP address of the printer, we are going to add the name of our print server or the IP address. We then need to go to Custom and Settings and select the LPR option. This will require us to fill out the queue name, which I'll need to direct to the queue we created earlier. So in my example, this will be Incoming Queue. Over in the PaperCut admin interface, I'm now going to go in and select Printers from the left-hand menu. Then open up the Incoming Queue printer. This will need to be set as a virtual queue and the available output queue selected. Also making sure the Hold Release option is checked. Next up, it's into the Find Me print queue, where I need to revert this back to being a physical device queue and leave Hold and Release disabled. On this queue, I'm also going to set the charging to 0, as this is just a pass-through queue and I don't want a user to be charged at this point, as it is likely this would mean they would be charged twice for the job. I'm now going to open up both print queues and send a test job to the Find Me print queue, simulating a user doing this. You can see the job has been transferred to the incoming queue, ready to be held and released at a device. Now when we look at the result in PaperCut, you will see that the job has been logged twice against the user. We want to avoid this, so we're going to write a script to change the user of the job while maintaining a record of the original user. Here is my sample script, and as you can see, I'm adding a note to the job with the original username showing up as a comment, along with adjusting the actual user to archive. I also want to go in and disable print archiving on the other print queues to ensure the job is not going to appear twice in the logs and therefore take up unnecessary space by being archived. Jumping back to Print Management, I'm going to go ahead and send a test job to the Find Me print queue again. And then if we look at the logs now, you can see that the job has been logged as the user archive and the comment shows us as the original user. This concludes the setup we need to archive jobs as they arrive at the print server, and therefore allowing an administrator to see everything that has been printed, including cancelled and deleted jobs. This feature can be used on both PaperCut NG and PaperCut MF, and you can find out more in our knowledge base article at the link below.